Welcome back to more Mini Rogue. It's been a while since we played Mini Rogue on the channel. We last looked at the Depths of Damnation and the Old Gods expansions and also promo cards for Mini Rogue, which is all the content there is at the moment for the game. Although I already did a community post on the channel, the Kickstarter for the next expansions, one bigger one and one smaller one, which is Kickstarter exclusive, and also some more interesting stuff like alternative art for some of the characters, which might also have alternative skills, like a sort of different version of each character and so on, which all look very cool, but that's scheduled for 2025, so we'll have plenty of time to have fun with these expansions. I have played them off camera, but only in co-op, once with a buddy of mine and once with my partner, and both times, or some of the times, we did several rounds because we died, but we did win eventually, and we did try some of the new characters, but I haven't played it solo yet, and also don't think we've seen nearly all of the cards, especially the lore cards. So I'm excited to get into it solo here. I decided to play the Witch today. The other three characters are the Cleric, the Thief, and the Bones character, which this one is from the Old Gods, and these three are from the Depths of Damnation. But those will have to wait. And the Witch has pretty average starting stats, bit of money, average health, some food, so on, poison potion, fittingly. And she's got that combat ability, applying the monster's attack to itself. Now this does not mean the monster applies any status effects to itself, so monsters that curse you or poison you don't curse or poison themselves. Also, this sounds like the monster takes its turn to hit itself, or you might interpret it that way, but after reading online, that's not the case, so this does not also have you avoid the hit, just means the amount of damage the monster usually does to you. If it hits you, you do to the monster. So essentially, starting off, this is much weaker than the wizard's combat spell, where you can use just a fire potion for 7 damage, because the first monsters only do maybe a point or 2 points of damage, but later in the game this gets stronger. And for example, against the final boss, against Orcs Remains, who does 8 or even 9 damage depending on the phase, you can use that to do 8 or 9 damage to him. And then she's got that super interesting exploration ability where you curse and poison yourself and gain 2 XP, so risk reward. And I'm excited to see if we can use that efficiently, especially if we find a shrine or something like that. We might use that before that and then attempt to get cleansed at the shrine. I've already set everything up. I've got the lore cards as a shuffled deck off screen here, which are also new. So this contains all of the promo cards, all of the Old Gods expansion, all of the Depths of Damnation expansion, which means our dungeon room deck is quite big as well. And I'm sorry everything's so dark in these black sleeves, but I think it's still fine with my new black background here, because when we turn around or flip over, the dungeon rooms will be sort of shedding light into the dark rooms. Let's interpret it that way. So let's just start. I really want to get going here, and our first card is already a monster. Now what I do want to adjust is the brightness here. Got it on autofocus in hopes that I can hold cards up to the camera and they focus and are legible, but the brightness I've got on manual. Okay, so this is already a tough monster. This is nasty. We looked at that in the unboxing. We looked at all of the cards. This does a lot of damage, heals itself, has nasty effects, more life on average on each floor, but it gives you a reward like a boss would. So this little golden seal means you roll on the rewards card, so that's 2 gold and another bit of loot. So let's see. So this 1 heart with a little 1 inside, it means the monster heals 1 HP every time it successfully does damage to us. So if it misses or our armor cancels everything out, it won't do any damage. So 8, which means we won't be able to kill it in 1. Unless we use combat, that would do 2 damage to the monster, but then we still have to roll a 6. Could also use the poison potion as well, but I think because it only does 2 damage, we'll just try for now, just roll. So we do 3 damage to it, and it hits us doing 2 damage and healing itself by 1. And so now the monster is at 6. The blind worm, that's not great, because that's very likely that we won't be able to kill it in 1 now. Do we use our combat ability after all? I don't think so. Let's just roll. Would have been enough. Well, not like this. So the monster does another 2 damage to us and heals by 1. And again we go. I hope this is not stupid to just roll against this. And there's the crit we've been waiting for. Okay, so that already did 4 damage to us, but we get to roll on the rewards card, which is glossy. So first of all, 2 gold for us, and let's roll here. A 4, let's consult the chart. A 4, that's a healing potion or a piece of armor. Now we are in need of health, but I think an early piece of armor will block more than 6 HP, and we're not looking too dire, so let's maybe take that and hope to survive and gain value from that way. So we've got the corridor or the damp cave. Now I don't want to fall down. I don't have a perception potion or anything to prevent that, at least not for sure. So I am gonna go to the cave, of course. Let's roll here. That's a 5, no success, but 5 is great. 5 is the glowing cap. 2 XP, let's move on. So the crow or a trap. Do we want to take the crow early on? You know we have 3 food. Let's go and take the crow. So that means we won't have a choice here for our next room. The wolf. Okay, so the crow and the wolf, similar in how the cards work. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we looked at all of those during the unboxing, and I do want this round to be kind of snappy, but we won't take that because that would be a waste, though I think it's a bit cooler than the crow. But if we then move on here, we have to take 3 damage. That's not great, is it? But I don't want to lose a second food just like that. I think I'll take the damage. That's nasty. It's so nasty. Okay, so we'll lose the food. If we don't have food on a later floor, that will just be 3 damage as well. So it's kind of equal, and for now we can afford the food and don't want to go so low. So do we take the wolf? Because now I think we take the item and we can choose which to dump. Yeah, so I'll just dump the crow. And actually, you know what? I'm sorry I'm going back on my decisions here, but I think the smartest thing to do is to just immediately use the crow to replace the revealed but unvisited card before going to the wolf with a random card from the unused room deck. Now this might be something nasty, but that whole situation was just annoying and seemed like a waste of resources. So let's see. A trap. Okay, not the best, but somehow that felt more efficient to me, or less frustrating. Let's roll. And we even rolled a success, so this paid off after all. Success on a 2 is a holy potion for us. That's great, because now we can use our unholy ritual to become cursed and poisoned for 2 XP before moving down. Because remember, exploration skills can be used before moving on to the final room. So spend the food, move down, look at the boss. The ghoul, annoying, but we might be able to get to level 2 before facing him to make the fight take less rounds. I'll reset the floor and let's look at our first room and move on to it. Really? I swear I shuffled the whole deck and reset the cards, and we're fighting that monster again, that blind worm. At least the rewards are great, but last time that did so much damage to us. Yeah, so first of all I'm just gonna use the holy potion. I held off on using it because I didn't want to use it and then come across a shrine or a merchant or some way of easily cleansing, but we don't want to be poisoned and cursed for this fight. I don't think so. Oh no, actually we have a choice of doing something very funky, and before moving on to there, using our unholy ritual again, which would make us cursed and poisoned, but be level 2. You know what? I think the smartest thing to do is let's use, I'll go back on the holy potion, let's use the unholy ritual directly after entering the new, or when entering the new room, because that's something you can do as well, as I learned, using the ability before moving into the first room. So that means we just gain another 2 XP and we are already cursed and poisoned at this point. And then we use the holy potion. Yeah, that's much smarter. So that just means we leveled up to level 2. We don't have a combat skill for the final boss, but I think the extra die is worth much more. And also this might help us dispatch this blind worm quicker. So let's just roll here. And that's a 9, very nice. Killing the blind worm instantly. Roll on the rewards card, so 2 gold and a 5. Another holy potion or 2 more gold. Let's take the holy potion. Okay, so holy potions as the witch equate about 4 XP if we do it the way we did it just then. Use it before and going to the next floor and right after, and then use the holy potion. Good stuff. Damp cave, this is giving deja vu to the last floor. And there's the shrine as well, which I've been hoping for because of our ability, but since we just did our holy potion, but the shrine might also heal us. No, I don't want to risk getting cursed, I think. Let's just go into the cave. See here if we can't snag a piece of food. And that's a success on a 6, which would poison us, but we can move that down to a 5 again, so another 2 XP. So we're looking great on the XP front, which is super nice when fighting the ghoul, because that way we won't be knocked down to level 1 during the fight, at least not as easily. Here we go, some new cards. The lab, which is a trader where you can sort of craft potions for various resources, not just coins. 1 food, 1 XP and 2 coins, we could get a healing potion. Is that worth it? And actually, could we use it if we don't have the space, or would we have to use one of our... I'm curious. I mean, 1 food is worth 3 HP and a healing potion is worth more. The XP sort of sucks losing that. Or we might do the Sentinel, which also just has 8 HP at the moment, does 2 damage and doesn't heal itself, so that's actually nicer than the monster up there. Yeah, let's fight a bit more, because the Sentinel gives lore cards, which is this little book here, and those are fun. They're not always positive, as I learned in the rounds I played in co-op. We had some pretty nasty ones as well, but they're just fun. So let's do them. 8 HP. Attack the Sentinel, and that's an 11. Wow, rolling great ever since we had level 2. So we gain an XP as a reward, and draw the top lore card here. The Alchemical Table. A pile of trash sits in the corner of the room, mostly broken beakers, a shoddy wooden table with alchemical tools and ingredients in the middle. If you have the knowledge, you could brew something. And if you are a yellow character, which is the mage or witch, which we are, we can use the ingredients to brew a potion and just gain a healing potion. And cleric or priestess could brew an offensive potion, fire or poison. Or we might roll for a success, and if we roll a success we gain a perception potion. If we roll no success, that just means nothing happens. So actually no negatives here, only possibly nothing happens or just positives. Nice card. Let's just use the top option. Now I don't know if we can use that instantly and keep our 2 potions we have here, but I do believe so. I think the rules say if you gain more than 2 potions you have to use one of them to make room or ditch one. So I think we'll just do that, gain the free healing potion and use it immediately. Yeah, that way we have the poison potion for the boss and the holy potion to use with our skill. Let's look at the next room. Another monster. Yeah, so that's one thing. With all these expansions, I talked about it in the unboxing, the amount of monsters relatively to the other cards, so the fraction of monsters, is much higher. So you're much more likely, and we had, when playing this co-op, some floors where you had like 4 monster cards or even 5 at one point, I think, which wouldn't even have been possible in the base game, even if you got unlucky, because I think there weren't even 5 monster cards. Okay, so that's the Mutant Fly, which only has 4 HP, goes through armor, but gives 2 gold. Yeah, but that's easy to kill with 4. Let's just roll and hope for a 4 at least. Not that kind of 4, but we rolled enough anyways. Yeah, so these fights are going swimmingly. The early level up is so great. Another 2 gold. Face the Ghoul, which has 16. Which, as I said, we will probably use our poison potion on. So let's see here. So that's 7 damage plus the poison potion is 4 per round, so 11, taking him down to 15. And the ghoul does a point of damage to us because it pierces armor and drains 1 of our XP. Let's roll again. Yeah, and that's enough, and it even misses with the poison. That's more than enough. So that's him done. We gain 3 XP back and roll the rewards. Again, 2 gold. We're maxed on gold. Haven't found a use for it yet. And let's roll here. I wouldn't mind another piece of armor. Was it just some XP? A 5. That's the holy potion. Or 2 gold. We can't use any of that. We're maxed on gold and we have a holy potion. That sucks. Well, okay. I think that's a luxury problem to have. We're looking good at the moment. I'll reset the floor, but let's actually move down first here. Like this. Get our skill back. And let's look at the first room. Okay. I was so ready for it to be that rat or mouse or yeah, I think rat knight or whatever, but it wasn't. Okay, so the crypt. So we get a lore card first and foremost, no questions asked, and then we roll, and on a success we can adjust +/-1 like the tomb and the damn cave and so on. So let's draw the lore card first. The Gelatinous Cube. Ooh, this is a monster. You open a floor trap and climb down the ladder, which leads you to a narrow corridor. After a few minutes, you are facing a giant cube jelly. Partially consumed skeletons and rusty weapons are stuck inside its body. You must attack it. Okay, so because we're now on floor 2, that's got 18 HP. Ooh. and does 4 damage. Wow, okay. That's scary. And there's a co-op special rule. The second player uses only 1 character die but rolls no monster die. Interesting. Just like bonus damage. So it only attacks every second. I'm not sure how that would work, but we're not in co-op, so yeah. 18 HP. Now it does have 4 damage attack, so we could use our confusion to do 4 damage to it. But I think, because that won't help us kill it in a round, I think we'll keep that to use the ritual with it, probably. This is sort of ideal the way we've done it. So use it right before going down on the floor where you don't face a boss. Then use it on the next floor again, use the holy potion, and that way you never have to fight a boss while poisoned and cursed, at least not from that. Yeah, okay, so the gelatinous cube, put it down here. Let's fight, let's just attack. That's a good roll, 9 plus... Oh no! Oh no, that sucks. Okay, so 3 damage. And it hits us for 4, which will only be 3 because of our armor. But that was just a very unlucky turn of events. And another X. I thought I had 2 dice, but turns out I only have 1 effectively. And it hits us again, so another 3 damage. Wow, this is a nasty monster, especially for floor 2. And another X, and only 2 damage. Oh no, I think I have to do some feats. Let's do a feat using 1 XP on the X. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we're doing 2 damage and it does 3 to us, putting us at 2. And now we can't get hit by it again or we die. Do we want to apply the monster's attack to itself? So that would take it down by 4. I think with feats and so on we can do it. Famous last words. It's another X. Okay, so we have to, and that would have been enough with the confusion. Okay, so we have to do a feat here and hope for at least a 4. Otherwise that's the run done. Okay. Nothing, not a problem. No sweat, of course. So we killed it, we gain back 2 XP, which means this gained us no XP at all this fight, and only brought us down from 11 to 2, so 9 damage with no upside. Great stuff. So yeah, lore cards, not always amazing. Let's roll on the crypt here, see if we get something good. Actually, that's a success on a 5, which would be a mushroom. That's a ration, or the 6, which is a frost potion, which is great. I'd love a frost potion, but since otherwise we'd starve when going down and die, at least the way our HP is looking right now, we'll have to take those mushrooms. Corridor, and there's the red monster. Okay, so apparently you're bound to face that at the beginning of each floor, at least somewhat. Yeah, so this now does 4 damage and poisons us, so I don't think we want to fight that, because that would kill us in a hit. And the corridor is nasty, because that could kill us by falling down, or by fighting the ghost. I think anything could kill us at the moment. Okay, so the Red King has 12 HP. Yeah, that would require us to roll 2 6s, or at least 1 6 and do a big crit. No, I think the corridor is the best bet, even though I don't like our odds. Or I do like our odds, but in the past that hasn't stopped us from falling down. Let's see here, a 4. Okay, can I eat that? We just gain a ration. Amazing. Okay, let's hope for a merchant maybe, because we have those 10 gold and no way of spending them. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Some card types, there were no additional ones in the expansions, for example the Hermit and the Bonfire. So because the size of the room deck almost doubled, or essentially I think doubled, or times 1.75 or something like that, and there are still only 2 of those Bonfire cards, Bonfire and Hermit, they're so much rarer. So you rarely get refreshes or those free little heals and so on. And also the traders, which were rare to begin with, there weren't any additional traders except for, I think, the cursed trader, which you aren't always in a position to just get poisoned or get cursed, or the laboratory, which we saw, but those cost extra resources. That costs extra resources as well, not just coins. And so that's another easy way of healing up in the base game. Just, we are at 10 HP, we might come across a trader, buy a lot of HP for that, and we're looking pretty again, or buy a potion, buy a frost potion and so on. And so that takes away some agency because those are much rarer, and obviously I think in the last rounds we were often full on gold and just gaining gold and wasting it that way, which that's a bit frustrating honestly, because that way gold seems just worth less because you can't use it as often and you waste a lot of it. Well, anyway, so my long talk here was to prevent me from having to make a decision here. So the skeleton soldier, only 9 HP, so that might actually be doable, but does 4 damage, so if we don't, we're dead. Now on the trap, if we lose the food on the red swarm, we die, we starve at the end of the level. If we lose our armor, it's annoying, but at least not immediately too bad. If we lose 2 HP, we die. So basically, if we fail, there's a 2/3 chance of dying. If we succeed, obviously that's great. But I think the monster is too risky, but we could do feats. Now let's try the trap and just hope we don't immediately die. Because we do have a good chance of succeeding. Not amazing. Ah, there we go. Okay. And that's a perception potion that might come in super handy if we come across another trap. Because we rolled a 6 there. Ooh, the cursed relic. Or the library. So, what to do here? Let's probably go to the library. Cursed relic, we have to pick it up and we are cursed as long as we have it, but we can later get rid of it at the Merchant Shrine of Fountain. But those are 3 very specific cards. So maybe let's use our Unholy Ritual, become cursed and poisoned, gain 2 XP, and move on to the library and see if we get our ritual refreshed. Otherwise we would have used it before going here anyways. Let's just hope we don't roll a 1. Okay, so, actually the poison is very dangerous, I just realized. I should have thought about that. Okay, so we rolled a success on a 3. So 3 is philosophy, which just gets us back our ritual. Could turn that into 4, which would be 1 HP. No, the ritual is worth more. So we get that back. We use it before moving downwards again. So another 2 XP and double cursed and poisoned, which doesn't exist. We move down, we lose 1 food, move down, get it back. And look at our boss, the Heliomancer. So that's like one of those sort of standard stat bosses, like the Cursed Dragon, like the King's Protector, like the, the Spider Queen. But this one has as its special effect blindness. So I'm not too worried. Although we do have to get some HP before fighting him. Okay, there we are. Let's look at our first room. And now again, we're going to use our ritual before moving into that. But still, we are allowed to turn it over. Oh no. Oh no, that's terrible. That's the deathbed. Okay. But yeah, that only does 3 damage, so we have to use that ritual, I'm guessing. Or do we use the combat ability against the bed? Nah, I think I'm gonna... But that's 1 XP too little. Nah, let's just do it, okay. Use it, move, use a holy potion immediately to get rid of these. Annoying that we're not at level 3 yet, because then I'd like our chances a lot better. Yeah, so the deathbed is a super nasty monster, one of the promos. Lot of HP, goes up to 64, which is more than the board even the tracker here has. That only goes up to 50. And why is that so dark? Well, and it poisons you. It does damage, it heals itself, it does drop great stuff of course, but yeah, this is probably our end, but let's see with the power of feats and so on. So our combat ability would have done 3 damage there, but I think the 2 XP are worth more, because those are essentially 2 feats, 2 extra feats, and will do us better if we survive. That's a big if. Okay, so 20. Let's just hope here. And it also poisons us, so we are probably gonna get poisoned. No, we aren't, because if we do, we are dead, so we can't get hit at all. Which means we have to do 20 damage now, or it has to miss. And it doesn't miss, and we roll 2 X's. Okay, so could end the video here, but I think let's use our 2 XP to reroll these 2. And that's 5 damage. Okay. Pitiful attempt. So we get hit by it for 3, which will only be 2, which means we are dead. It heals for 3. So we did 2 damage to it and we're poisoned. Well, can't really poison a corpse, can you? Yeah, that's that. So I had fun. I hope you did. Witch is a cool character. Especially early on we were so strong because we were level 2 early and that helped us kill all those monsters. But yeah, some of these promo cards are brutal. This bet, I think we never fought it if we had the choice in our co-op rounds, and I don't think we ever had to fight it like this time where we landed on it directly. I'm not too sure. Yeah, that's bad. That's definitely bad. And yeah, I'll definitely be back to try again with the witch. And let's see, maybe this was too aggressive on the unholy ritual, but I explicitly didn't use it when I had no holy potion, because I don't want to just use it sort of on a lark and then be poisoned and cursed for a long while. I think that's super bad. And the confusion I just don't see being useful, at least not early on. Actually, these are maybe kind of complementary. So early on, the unholy ritual is great, power leveling, sort of gaining that XP, and later the confusion is better if you're already level 2 or 3 maybe, or sort of ahead of the curve on the XP. You might want to use it to boost your combat abilities. And obviously as soon as you are level 3 you probably want to use the confusion. Yeah, also it gets better, as I said, against the later monsters because it does more damage in that case. Well, yeah, so I hope you had fun with this quick round of Mini Rogue, even though it was a loss and we didn't even make it to the second boss. But that's gonna be it for today, because I don't think starting another round here and putting that into one video, that'd be too much, that'd be too big. And so instead I'll probably do another run with the witch in a separate video. Okay, see you then, have a nice day, bye bye.